Welcome to episode 270 of the 2 Minute Warning. Today we're looking at how many Super Bowl rings Josh Allen will end up in his final career after he's done with the NFL. Yes, we know it's early. He's only 3 years in, doesn't even have a playoff win, and has a playoff matchup today against the Indianapolis Colts. So, yes, it's very early, and he could very well win a ring this year, but we're still going to speculate and guess what he will end up with. Wade, what do you got?
It's going to be tough to say. I say he gets at least one. That Bills team right now is looking very promising. If not this year, then I think that down the line in the next few years, he should at least make an appearance in the Super Bowl. We'll see how he looks in the postseason. Did he play in the postseason last year?
Last year, blew 16-0 lead against the Texans.
So maybe he comes up clutch this year. Who knows? I'd really like to see it happen this year. I think that they are very hot right now. They are one of the best teams in football in the past few weeks, and hopefully they can carry over that energy into the first week of the playoffs and continue it through the playoffs. They are going to have a tough matchup against the Colts. They got the number one, I don't know. I think they have one of the best defenses in the league right now. So we're going to see how he fares against that. I saw some stat today that says he completes about 80% of his passes when not under pressure. So hopefully his line can prevent pressure from that Colts front. It's going to be difficult, but if they can, I think they have a very good chance at winning. But on the defensive side of the ball, they're also going to have to stop Jonathan Taylor, who looked really good last week. I think he had 260 yards. That's going to be another big part of the game. I haven't watched much of their defense this year. How is it?
Bills?
Yeah.
Well-rounded, nothing spectacular, but it's definitely nothing to just be shy of for sure. Definitely not their strong suit when you have an MVP quarterback on the other side of the football, but definitely not a weak side that you're just hoping can hopefully stop the team from getting 50 points. Bills' defense is definitely well-rounded. Not elite, but they can do their job. Josh Allen, I think is going to have a hard time getting a lot of rings. I don't think anyone's ever going to live up to Tom Brady getting 6 Super Bowl rings. I think that's a once-in-an-NFL career type of thing. You got to figure the next closest was four rings from another quarterback. So Tom Brady has got 6 rings and still going. I don't think anyone's ever going to catch up to him. Josh Allen being in the AFC for the next 15 years is right around the same age as Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert. Those are 4 or 5 great quarterbacks that he's going to have to deal with throughout his entire career, and it's going to be hard for me to see. It's going to be hard for me to see him dominating all those guys throughout the years. Yes, I think he has a chance to get to a Super Bowl a couple times, but then he's still got the NFC to deal with in the Super Bowl, and I think it's going to be tough when in the NFC you still got Russell Wilson emerging as well. Tom Brady's still going to be around 2 more years. Aaron Rodgers got 4 or 5 more years left, and then you got young teams such as Jared Goff, and the Rams defense. It's not going to be easy by any means. I do think the Bills have a long window of getting to a Super Bowl. Josh Allen's young. He's playing at an MVP level and already in his 3rd year. He's only going to get better, in my opinion. However, I do think one of their biggest windows is this year for sure. I kind of made a video of this before, why I think they're in trouble. And it's not necessarily that I think they're in deep trouble. It's just that Brian Daboll, the Bills' offensive coordinator, is one of the best offensive coordinators in the league. So if he leaves that team this year, the Bills team could definitely take a dip. However, the AFC East is not the strongest between the New York Jets and the New England Patriots, not even close to competitive really at this point. Miami Dolphins, yes, Tua and them have potential, but I do think Josh Allen can outplay Tua for 100% over the next 10-15 years. So I definitely think we'll get a lot of division titles and make it to the playoffs a lot. But Super Bowl window, it's looking like this is their year. Playing at the MVP level, Stefon Diggs being the best receiver in the league, having Brian Daboll, Sean McDermott as well as in the head coach. I think the window is now. I think there's a long window, but the biggest time to get in there and win a Super Bowl is right now, in my opinion. Chiefs are still a dynasty team. They're not playing 10 out of 10 football right now. Yes, they're still the Chiefs, but I think they're definitely hit kind of a slow down tempo at this point in the league, and I think the Bills will definitely win over the Colts today, but that's a lot of assumption, assuming Phillip Rivers plays his normal thing of choking in the playoffs and never living up to the big games. However, Phillip Rivers does his thing and does what he usually doesn't do and goes against the odds and actually plays normal, has a 3-touchdown game, Josh Allen and the Bills could be in trouble. However, I do think that they'll handle him, make a super deep playoff run this year and possibly get a ring this year. But overall career, I think he's going to end up around 1, 2, or 3 rings, 3 top in my opinion.
I mean, in my playoff prediction video earlier, I predicted them to win this year over the Packers. I would love to see that happen. You mentioned Stefon Diggs being one of the best receivers in the league, and I completely agree with that. I had him on my fantasy team, and he did amazing. And in the back half of the season, we really saw a big emergence of Cole Beasley. I think anybody really predicted him to be as good as he was this year, and that's a big thing going to this game. I think right now the Bills have majority of the momentum. The Colts, like you mentioned, Phillip Rivers is not a very clutch dude, so I think that they might be a little bit wary, a little bit scared. I do think that this is their year to win one. If they do, the Chiefs always look good, so they're going to have a very difficult time beating them if they are able to make it to the conference championship and play them. I would like to see it happen. Who knows, though? I think that overall they have a very good shot this year. And you mentioned offensive coordinator leaving. I don't see why that would happen unless he got a head coaching job.
Yeah, that's why.
But they're a very young team, still building. I really like them for the next few years to win their division and have good chances in the playoffs.
Yeah, and even though I topped out Josh Allen only getting 3 rings tops, really Bills Mafia, I know you guys are pretty much thankful for any type of Super Bowl ring. You guys, Kelly went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and lost all 4, so I know you're just craving a Super Bowl win at some point for the Bills. So Josh Allen even getting 1 ring would be nice for you guys. But like Wade said, if Brian Dable stays, and I'm wrong in that he doesn't leave and doesn't get a head coaching job, the Bills can be a Super Bowl contender every single year for the next 10 years, assuming they keep their main pieces. Like Wade said, Brian Dable, they keep their head coach Sean McDermott. Of course, Josh Allen still has to play spectacular, and Stefon Diggs stays with the team as well. And really, their run game right now in Devil Singletary isn't complete horseshit, but it's not great by any means either. I think if they can even up their run game just a little bit, they're going to have the edge on pretty much most of the teams in the NFL. Really, if they don't touch anything right now, they're a Super Bowl contender, but if they can add just a little bit to their run game and not be so reliant on Josh Allen, they could be a Super Bowl winner for sure. I like Josh Allen for the future and getting possibly 1 to 3 rings for sure.
I would like to see them have a good offseason draft wall. I think there's several good running backs that they could pick up between Najee Harris, if he's still around, Travis Etienne, and Trey Sermon.
Yeah.
All great options to build up that run game. And I would also like to see them draft a solid defender to really improve. They're a well-rounded defense right now, like you mentioned, but I'd like to see them take it to that next level by maybe getting a good cornerback or a solid pass rusher.
Yeah, pass rusher is definitely needed. I think, like Wade said, you get a running back and you add a pass rusher. This Bills team is a top 3 team in the league. They might already be. That would definitely solidify adding Trey Sermon, adding a pass rusher. Secondary is pretty solid. They got Josh Norman isn't the same Josh Norman by any means, but he's still got talent. Still big name, big presence for the team, along with Tre'Davious White and Micah Hyde. Bills future, Bills Mafia. You guys have a bright future for sure, in my opinion.
Overall, I predict at least 1 Super Bowl ring, in my opinion.
Sounds good. I got 1 to 3, 3 tops, 2 minutes.
2 minutes.